Good morning. Good morning. My name is Adelina Olivares. I am a life coach and also a parent of a child with autism. I'm here today to offer this presentation in hopes that you would be uplifted and guided, comforted, and my work is in serving my community, especially the autism community. So I welcome you for joining me today. And I do believe that everybody who is here today is either a parent, a caregiver, a family member, or an educator of somebody that has autism. And all of us are here because we want to learn something and we want to be able to help or serve or be there for the person that we love the best that we can. And so I welcome you and I thank you for being here. Let's see, how do I do this? This was the plan. Ready, set, go. I remember when I got pregnant and they told me that I was going to be having a little girl. I was excited and I was eager and couldn't wait to hold her in my arms. I prepared for her. I bought clothes. We set up the nursery. We picked out a name, but nothing that we could have done would have prepared us for what was about to happen. Our bear was diagnosed at 18 months. Before this day, I had never heard the word autism. I was going through something with her. We were as a family. You see, when she was born, there was no physical appearance that anything was different or wrong. But as the time passed and we noticed she really cried a lot. You see, Bear is my fourth child out of five. And so I knew what it was like to have a newborn. I knew what it was like to raise a child. But she was so different. She cried a lot. I had trouble nursing her. She didn't sleep. There was times where she cried so much. I would load her into the car seat. We would get in the vehicle and drive on our way to the hospital because we didn't know what was wrong, why she was crying so much. Before we would get anywhere near the hospital, after about maybe 2 or 3 minutes in the car, she would finally fall asleep. Once we noticed that this worked for her to go to sleep, this is what we would do just to get some rest. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has gone through that with our children, but that worked for us. And that was one of the first signs. The next was we had trouble feeding her. She had trouble nursing. She went on to bottle feeding. We couldn't find a good one. It just grew and grew from there till eventually she started to self-harm. And you're talking about a baby, okay, a year old, who is scratching from the back of her ears down her cheeks, who is biting her fist, her wrist, her arm, and who can't tolerate different sounds or lights or changes, something we were completely unaware about. But this was affecting us as a family. I finally got some help through ECI, and one day I was able to really catch her in a moment where she was scratching and she had scratched so hard that she was bleeding. I took pictures and sent it to the ECI specialist. At that moment, she called me asking us what happened. She thought we had gotten in a car accident, only for me to tell her that this is what I was trying to communicate to everybody, that these are the things she would do. This was the worst it had ever gotten. She was bleeding. At that moment, the ECI specialist did something amazing. She sent the photos to a doctor, a specialist, who in turn contacted us back and we got in with an appointment for an evaluation. It was 18 and a half months after our baby girl joined us when we got the diagnosis, a word we had never heard before in our entire life: autism, PDD, NOS. I didn't know what that was. I had never heard this word before in my life. I said, what is that? How do we fix this? What do we have to do? What can you give her? What can we do? And to hear the words that the doctor said to me left me in a state of numbness. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to feel. All I could do was turn and look at my precious baby girl who looked so normal, only to feel that I didn't know what was going to happen next. And I remember it like it was yesterday. So we move on, and I get connected. I get connected with the Autism Society. All I knew was I wanted to be the best parent I could be. All I knew is that what the doctor said about her quote unquote inabilities and what she was going to be like for the rest of her life was something that I could not agree with, what I could not accept, and what I refused to accept. I said, my daughter will be successful. My daughter will learn. My daughter will be able to live a good life. Normal was out the window. We had already gotten off the normal plane a long time ago. We weren't sleeping. She wasn't eating. The family was a mess. Okay. But we got connected. We got connected with the right organizations, with the right people. And along the lines, I learned a lot. And one of the most important things that I learned was the importance of self-love. You see, guys, we cannot give what we are not, what we do not have. And we are responsible for making sure that we create the pathway for our children, okay? And that means that we have to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And in order to do that, you have to know how to self-love. You see here it says self-care is an act of self-love. When you learn to love yourself, you build yourself and the capacity to spread that love to others, to your family, to that child, to the community. And until you learn to do that and prioritize self-love and self-care, I can tell you exactly what's going to be happening. There's going to be a lot of arguments. There's going to be a lot of restless nights. There's going to be a lot of desperation, crying, anger, frustration, questions. Why? I know, because I was there. My relationship deteriorated. My older children hardly got a chance to see mom anymore. I was exhausted and I didn't know what to do. And when I started implementing the strategies that I'm going to share with you today, the importance of self-love is when life got better. You see, the thing is that when you take care of yourself, it's like the quote, if you want to see the world change, change yourself. You got to be the good in order to see the good. You set the mood of the environment as the parent, as the caregiver. You set the vibe, the energy of your home. And your child is going to go based off of your energy. When you feel good, you're going to perform at your best. When you have rested, when you are filled with good energy, when you are filled with peace, you will know what steps to take. You will be guided towards the right direction, the right doctors, the right therapies, the right people. You will have an easy access flow for you to line up with the right people in order to serve your child the best that they can get. When you feel good, they will feel better. And just the same applies to when they're living in chaos. When you're unhappy, frustrated, sad, crying, your child will feel that. Your children, your home will suffer because of that. You know that saying, when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy? That is very, very true. That is so true. So your happiness needs to be top priority. I tell my groups, do you love your child? And the reply is always the same. Yes, absolutely. I hear it time and time again. My child is the most important thing. Their happiness, their health, their success is the most important thing to me. And I say, well, that's where we're tripping up a little bit. You have to be the most important person in your world, in your life, in this journey. Because who is taking care of you when you're taking care of everybody else? Nobody. You have to learn to take care of yourself. You have to learn to do good for yourself, to fill yourself up, to fuel yourself. You are the vehicle with all these children, with all this family, with all these to-do lists inside. You are the driver of this journey. And if you don't put gas in yourself, if you don't fuel up, you're going to get stuck. So, happy parents make for happy children. And parenting is hard on its own. But parenting a child that has autism, we live in an entirely different planet. We have a completely different lifestyle. Other people, whether it's family or loved ones, friends that really, really care about us, they don't know what it's like. They may empathize with us. They may really, really care. They may even feel it for us, but they do not know what it's like to be in your shoes. You have to get connected with those who know what you're going through. I know what you're going through, and I'm here for you. That's what this presentation is for. You are not alone, and you will never be alone. You have so many resources and people out there. I've come across amazing organizations who are filled with people who know what it's like to be a parent of a child with a disability, a different ability, who is different. And they share that lifestyle. They know what it's like to run from therapy to therapy, class to course to conferences to school. They know what it's like to be worried and scared and lose hope and need somebody. You're not alone, and we're here for you. And you have to prioritize yourself. If you love your child, you will put yourself first, because your child needs the best version of you that you can be. Your child needs you to be the best parent for them, needs you to get your rest, needs you to get educated, needs you to get organized, needs you to do what you got to do for them. You need to stay connected, and you need to prioritize yourself. And how do we do that? How do we take care of ourselves? I'm going to share with you a little bit of the strategies that I learned, some of the actions that I've taken that have really helped in this journey of life on the autism world. Okay? I learned how important it was to breathe. Taking deep breaths, taking time to really just breathe. Breathing it seems so simple, but we're not in the habit of taking time to just breathe. You need to create the habit of breathing. You need to make the time to breathe. You need to detach in the moments of chaos and tell yourself, I need to breathe. and take that time and really breathe. Inhale. Feel it go all the way down. Know that while you're doing this, you are aligning with the answer to better assist you, to help and guide you to how to approach whatever's going on in that moment. And I apologize for my phone, but let me turn that off real quick. Breathing is so important. There's a lot of videos that I had to research myself. I had to get on YouTube. I got connected, read books. You got to do some legwork, but breathing is key. Okay. Also, healthy eating. I know that was hard for me. It's going to be hard for some of you, but it is very possible and it's very important. You see, there are certain foods that are going to they're going to affect our energy level. Okay? And your energy level is super super important. You have a lot of work to do and you need to have the energy to do it. And so it's important for you to make sure that I'm not saying don't snack, give up all the chocolates and give up all the desserts or, give up the things that you like. I'm just saying that you need to incorporate and make sure that the foods you're eating are not draining you. It's super important. All right. The next one, as you see here, is getting connected, is making time to detach. You see, there's no children there. You need a break. You need to get away. You need to connect with other people, adults. For so long, it was just me and the kids. As I mentioned before, my relationship deteriorated, and I found myself a single mom for a long time. And it was really a big game changer for me when I was able to connect with other adults. I didn't feel so much like I was alone or going crazy. It helped me. I was able to get away for a while and go back and be a better version of myself to the kids. And so super important, stay connected with other adults, but make sure that those people you are connecting with at those times, that they're good for your mental health, that they're good for your soul, that they're good for you in general. Okay, don't get together with people who are going to complain and whine and stress. And, we don't need that. We need people to uplift us. We need people to high vibe with us. Okay. And next, if you're in a relationship like I am now, I'm married to a wonderful, wonderful man, stay connected. Make time for yourself. Make time for your spouse, for you guys as a couple. Make sure you keep the love alive. You guys are in this together. You guys feed each other. You guys fill each other up. You guys are there to support each other. And so date nights are super important. Connecting alone away from the family is super important. And so you got to make time for that. And I know that with these busy schedules and with therapies and doctors and school and everything that we have to go through on this journey, time is limited. But you got to make time, even if it's 5-10 minutes before you go to bed or when you go to bed. Connect with your spouse. Stay connected. Keep the love alive. Keep it healthy. Be there for one another. It's important for parents to stay connected because you guys are the example for your children. They are learning from us. They are learning how to act, how to react. They're learning how to verbalize. They're learning how to communicate. They're learning everything from us. Set the good example. Be a good example. And next we have education, learning. Okay? Never been here before, never heard the word autism before. And I don't know it all. I don't know how to be the best version of myself. I don't know what autism is. I don't know what to do next. I don't know all the doctors and all the services. So, what do you got to do? You have to get connected. You have to reach out to the organizations and the resources. You got to ask questions. You got to let people know, hey, I have a child that needs some services. Where do I get these services? There's help out there. And there's a whole community of people who are working together to make sure that all of us, I'm telling you, we get it. When a car passes by and I see the ribbon or the puzzle piece or a tattoo on somebody, I'm like, hey, I know you're one of us. We understand each other. We get it, right? And these are the people and the organizations you need to learn from. You need to get online and Google. You need to, like I said, you don't know how to breathe. You don't know how to take time. I had to learn it from YouTube. I didn't have a physical person to run to. I learned a lot off of YouTube. I went to the library, I got the books, and I got the guidance. And that's what is so important for us to understand, that we don't know it all, but the information is out there for us. And there is help, and there is resources, and there are answers. All right. And it's up to you to go out and get it. And exercise. Again, healthy eating and exercise go hand in hand. If you know that you're going to have to be there, go, run, do, be up. If your child, my kiddo didn't sleep for like the first 7 years of our life, and even until this day, the sleep schedule is a challenge. Okay, but I'm telling you, for the first few years of our life, there was night terrors that would keep us up, that happened multiple times a night. I was not sleeping. I was running on zombie mode. I wasn't eating healthy. I was not good. I was easily agitated, aggravated. I was an emotional wreck. When I got all these things in order, when I made it a priority to at least walk, at least dance in the kitchen, get some kind of movement going in the body. I didn't have time to go to a gym. I didn't even have time to do 15 minutes in the garage on the treadmill. I had to make it. And if that meant dancing in the kitchen while I was cooking, moving around in the shower for a little while, and that's what I had to do. You get the momentum going, guys, and habits gain strength, and we create lifestyles out of our habits. And so these are really important. And one more thing to add to this is organization and time management. This is super, super important, guys. Okay, because the reality is that unless you were raised and taught this in-house, we didn't get this much education on finances in school. Okay, I didn't anyways, and I know a lot of people who didn't. And so I chose to include this in this presentation because it is really important. Okay, many families face financial struggles. Families of children with autism have added expenses. And what we don't know, it does hurt us. If you are not in the habit of money managing, of budgeting, of taking care of your finances, you will suffer the consequences in life. And if you stress over money, if you stress over the lack of money, if you stress because you don't know how to budget your money, your family, your child will feel the impact of this. It's super important. Get connected with a financial advisor. Learn on YouTube if you need to how to budget. I have some information in my other courses, in my other workshops that I share with family more in depth over this. to help them get organized, learn how to budget, learn how to um, save and prepare with their finances. And I guarantee you it makes a world of difference on our day-to-day mental health, physical health, when we're not stressing over money. And the last here is time management. Oof. I think that from as far back as I can remember, I was always late. And excuse me. And being late, guys, I can tell you right now, it only adds more stress to our already busy and stressful lives. If you learn to manage your time wisely, which includes preparing and getting organized, you will eliminate so much stress in your life. Okay? And that I know for a fact is not as easy as it sounds. All right? I struggled with this for a long time. I still dip into this, and it's just something that it was not important or as important before as it is now. You see, before we have kids, our time is all ours. I mean, we go to school, we have dates or relationships and whatnot. But as a parent, our time belongs to our children, and we have to get organized. We have to teach our kids to get organized. You know what? A prime example is that would cause daily stress in my life was I would yell at my kids for not knowing where their backpacks were, their shoes, or their assignment, or and they were unorganized. Come on, let's go. We gotta go. It's already late. We're running late. Where's your shoes? Where's your backpack? And this was daily. And I'm mad at them for not having their shit together. I'm sorry. But whose job is it to teach that? It's our job. And you see, the thing is that our home and our children is a reflection of us. Okay? That's why I tell you, you need to be the top priority in your life. You need to be the number one person. You need to know that it's all about you. All right? Your kids are a reflection of you. You set the mood, you set the environment, you set the example. And so, if you want your kid to be organized, if you want your kid to be on time, if you want your kid to be successful, you have to get organized. You have to learn. You have to create the example, and you have to live that lifestyle. This whole thing is do as I say, not as I do. It doesn't work. I'm living proof of that. That don't work. Our children are learning from us every single thing that we do, not just what we say, but they're learning our ways and they're adopting them as their ways. So you really need to ask yourself, am I punishing my kid or am I stressing out over this? And is it my own fault? Can I prevent this? Can I do something to stop this? And I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be yes. If you get prepared, if you say, okay, the night before, let's get our shoes, let's get our backpack, let's get our homework, show me, let's put it where it goes. Where does our shoes go? Where does our backpack go? If you do that in the morning, you will have avoided, where's the backpack? Where's the shoes? Where's your stuff? Come on, let's go. If you get up on time and don't snooze, if you prepare with enough time and you give yourself the time accordingly to get ready and get out the door on time, if you leave on time is late. You got to do things like 20 minutes early, guys, 30 minutes early sometimes, just to be on time. Always, always prioritize time management. It's going to make life so much easier for you. Okay, therapies, doctors, ARDs, support group meetings, work, deadlines, reports, people, home cooking, cleaning, schedules, homework, all of these things you have to prepare for. You have to get organized. Make your grocery lists. Know what you're going to cook in advance. And all of these things, guys, it takes time to learn how to be that if you're not that. I was not that. I had to learn how to be that. I had to learn how to be organized. I had to learn how to get prepared. I had to learn how to be on time. And it wasn't easy. But like I said, the help is out there, the resources are there. If you do the work, you can get it done. And as always, you're not alone. I hope you guys have enjoyed this presentation. I really can't express my gratitude for you getting connected and being here, being part of this presentation. And I want you to know you're not alone. You're never alone. There's always somebody there for you. Okay? If you feel like this presentation has been helpful and you would like to donate to our free workshop cause, you can do so at the Cash App or through Zelle. The information is there on the screen. If you have any questions, if you want to get connected, if you want more information on other workshops, if you would like to book a session with me, you can do so by connecting with me through Messenger, through Facebook. My number is 832-402-4962. You can send me over a text message, let me know what you're interested in, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And again, I thank you guys so much for being here. It hasn't always been easy, but I do want to share with you that life has gotten a lot better. And I want to thank the Autism Society of El Paso and the community of El Paso that I connected with in my most needing time when my daughter was and at that time I had my two younger ones that had been diagnosed. They were there for me. And Bonnie Pettis and the Sandovals and the autism community in El Paso, Partners Resource Network, who I got connected with, who I worked with for a long time. All of you guys have made a difference in my life. I have different mentors that have guided me in different ways that I've learned to adopt into this new lifestyle for us. And I'm happy to say that what the doctors said in the beginning is no longer true. And my daughter has overcome many challenges. My daughter has um, built herself up to be able to secure a life where she's going to be independent. And I'm not saying all the struggles are gone and all the challenges are gone, but we have learned the skills and we have learned to live in a way where we can secure that happy future, that independence, that uh, belief, and knowing that everything is okay. And that's what I want for you guys. Breathe and know that everything is okay. As always, I send all of my friends, family, loved ones, and you peace and love. Ciao.